Hi there, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to episode 9 of our Arsenal save as we look to win the Champions League for the club for the very first time. And since last episode, it's been okay, but it hasn't been great. We of course beat Liverpool 3-2 with a wonderful last minute goal to progress in the FA Cup. Then we played Wolves away in the Premier League and you can see it was 2-2. I did rest some players in this game ahead of the Europa League. You'll see that there we had Rob Holding, Tyrone Mings got a start as well. Guanzunzi, or have you pronounced that name, got a start and the goal, I might add. But Welbeck and Guanzunzi got the goals. We sort of went behind twice, came back twice, but just couldn't quite get the win, which was a little bit disappointing. But, you know, you're going to have these games. Torreira missed a penalty as well, which didn't help. Then we played Benfica, the first leg of our round of 16, isn't it? Second knockout round against Benfica. We struggled to create again. It was just an own goal. We got the 1-0 win. The main thing is we kept a clean sheet, so we met the minimum requirement there. We've got one goal. Hector Bellerin picked up a knock, and he's out for a little while as well. But we ultimately got the job done, but it wasn't impressive whatsoever. Then we played Bournemouth, and we were the better team in this game, but we did make hard work of it. I switched to sort of the Europa League formation, the 4-2-3-1 formation. Welbeck and Rose Smith got the goals. Good to see Rose Smith back on the score sheet as well. But yeah, we got the job done again, but we weren't that convincing. Now this episode, we're going to have the second leg against Benfica, hoping to progress into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and then we're going to hopefully break my heart, go to Villa Park, and knock out the mighty Aston Villa from the FA Cup in the quarterfinal there as well. Have a look at what the league table looks like after those two games that we played. We're still top, a point ahead of Man United. So was that 2 points ahead of Liverpool. Manchester City coming up on the fence. Now they've played 2 extra games than us, but they are only 5 points behind. So realistically, they're not really a threat, but they are still there. But look at that. We're a massive chunk of points. What's that? 14 points ahead of Chelsea, and they've played a game extra as well. And they're the team that can knock us out of the Champions League spots. So it looks as though our mission to win the Champions League with Arsenal is going to take a massive step next season because we are actually going to be in the competition, which helps. It's very difficult to win the Champions League if you're not competing in it. But let's have a look at the team we're sending out to play Benfica first of all here. And we're back to pretty much full strength. As I said, Bellerin's taken a knock, so he's obviously not available, but it's Leno in goal, Mustafi, Socrates, and Koscielny across the back. Tierney down the left, Lichtsteiner comes in to play down the right. Now, Lichtsteiner looks like he's leaving. Lazio's offered him a contract, which he rejected, but we don't particularly want him to stay, to be honest. He's a bit old now. But we'll look to get another backup in for next season. But I digress on that point. Milenkovic, Savic, and Zaka are playing midfield. Those two, we need a bit of creativity there if Milenkovic is going box to box. Still figuring out the best way to get him in the team, to be honest. So Xhaka is a good creative player to play next to him, I think. But there's Ozil, Lacazette, and Aubameyang. Those three have been wonderful for us for most of the season. So hopefully they'll get a couple of goals between them here. So we can see Benfica, they're going a 4-3-3 formation. That's okay. We can deal with that. I think a goal here almost wraps it up for us, doesn't it? We do just need to get that one goal to let ourselves breathe a bit easier. Steve Bold says, prove a point. I'm going to say, honestly, if we play a game we're capable of winning or very capable of that, we'll do that. We'll do some passionate, I have faith. Couple of decent reactions there. This is okay. Not the best team talk I've ever given, but there's more green than anything else, so that's a good sign. Alright, and this is it. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Yeah, we have just been struggling to create just a little bit, but this is full strength team stuff, so hopefully we'll be okay. Well, it's Lichtsteiner. That's the only one that wouldn't be considered first choice, isn't it? But like I say, I think we're going to let him go for next season. He's 35. He's injured. He's 35 and he's injured. We'll see how long we can get away with him. We have Maitland-Niles on the bench who can come in and play that role if we have to. But this is not the best start. Alright, can we get something from the free kick here? It comes in, it's headed away. Koscielny should be able to pick that up though. Out for Socrates. Socrates, what can he do? It's okay, it's patient. We keep the ball, we can deal with this. Tierney, that looks like a good pass. Look at that, it's a cracking ball for Ozil. Can Ozil pick something out here? Go on, Mesut Ozil. Go on, Mesut Ozil! Oh! We've seen him score so many goals like that this season, and that was just let us down a little bit on that occasion. Couldn't quite find the back of the net, but that's okay. That's okay. He's allowed one, isn't he? All right, got to defend this now. It looks wide. It is wide. I remember Pizzi from. I think he's actually a coach now, but Juan Antonio Pizzi, and he was in my River Plate team back in early 2000s. I think he was really, really good. I had him and Juan Pablo Engel. I think Saviola as well were all in that team. Wonderful River Plate team from back in the day. That's well claimed by Leno. Obviously not the same Pizzi, but I wonder if it's a child or if it's a relation of some sort. It's not the most common name, is it, Pizzi? Great name, though. One letter off pizza, though, which you've got to be a little bit disappointed with, wouldn't you? You'd maybe just want to switch a vowel out there, or consonant. No, it's a vowel, isn't it? All right, come on to Kieran Tierney. Let's see what he can do. He's got some bit of space. That's a good early ball forward for Aubameyang. Can he square it for Lacazette? Aubameyang goes himself. He had to square that. Oh, lay it across the box, mate, and we have a tap in, but couldn't quite get that done. Still 0-0 here, still 0-0, and tender hooks, isn't it? If they score, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Aubameyang's done really, really well there to nick that. Can we launch something? He's gone for Milinkovic-Savic. That's a decent-looking ball for Lacazette. He's onto it. Look, play it through ball for Aubameyang. Aubameyang! Oh! And that is possibly the goal that gets us into the quarterfinals. 33 goals this year for Aubameyang. Absolutely smashing it up. And that is good. He nicked the ball. He created that opportunity for us. That's a great through ball for Lacazette, and Lacazette returns a favour. One touch for Aubameyang, second touch into the corner of the net. That's just what he does, isn't it? That's just what he does. Oh, Lacazette and Aubameyang are a really good partnership. I remember I was saying last episode that I think we can possibly upgrade, in our strikers, but the understanding that Lacazette has with Aubameyang, it makes me wonder if that's actually worth doing. Although it does look as though Welbeck's leaving at the end of the season. I've tried offering him a contract at lesser terms, but he still wants like 80 grand a week, and I just feel like we could possibly do better for our 80 grand a week. We're going to say don't get complacent. We'll do a few individual talks here, guys, and then we'll come back for the second 45. Alright, here we go. 45 minutes from potential glory. I wanted to say, too, if there's anything you guys think that I could do better or you want to see more of, do leave me comments. I'm always looking for feedback of how I can improve and try and grow the channel, make it something more like you guys want to watch. So, by all means, let me know if there's anything constructive. Don't just say you're shit and you're not funny or something like that. Tell me why I'm not funny. Tell me why I'm shit, and I can try and fix that. But yeah, let's see what we can do. And apologies for no episode yesterday too, guys. Had a bit of a rough day and just didn't get time to get the videos out. So back to full strength today. We'll have obviously Arsenal, because you're watching it, and the World Tour as well. They'll both be back. So let's hope that we can continue that for the rest of the foreseeable future. Here's Lacazette getting forward there for Lichtsteiner. Milinkovic-Savic picks it up. That looks a bit penalty-ish. I feel like sometimes the animation on the tackles, they look like very much straight foot lunges, but they're fine. We're on the... it's a good counter-attack goal, but we need to be better than that. When I say don't get complacent, I feel like that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. When you're on the attack and you just let one ball like that beat you, and then, nobody's marking up, and... Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing I'm talking about, guys, just for future reference. They need to score two more, because we have the away goal, and that's the beauty of the keeping the clean sheet at home, isn't it? And then of course getting the away goal, it does make it very difficult for them, but they're within striking distance here, and that's not fantastic. Granit Xhaka is looking anxious. Lacazette's on a booking. Lichtsteiner's still got that injury, but his condition isn't dropping too much, so I think he's going to be okay. Aubameyang, can he get ball in? He can for Lacazette. Oh, he's just over the bar with the header. Oh, dear. Okay, do we want to take Lichtsteiner off? I'm wondering, because Bellerin is still missing for a couple more weeks yet. That condition is just starting to fall into an uncomfortable zone, isn't it? And I'm wondering if we might just put these wing-backs, keep them as wing-backs, but just put them back to defend. Just be a little bit more cautious. If you're watching my World Tour, you'll know that 2-goal leads aren't my friend, and we have a 2-goal lead here, so perhaps a little bit shy from the World Tour. But this is looking as though it should be okay from here. Let's give them a tighten up. Just make sure we keep our concentration. They're frustrated by that. I know we like to attack, guys, but we need to defend this lead. This should be it, though. There it is. 1-1 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. Hard fought. We've deserved to go through, though. We've definitely been the better team. We've created more, but that wasn't our best performance, if we're honest. We've got to guard against complacency going forward, and forward we shall go. So there we go. First leg triumph helps us pass Benfica. got the second knockout round progress. Lichtsteiner, 10 days to 3 weeks. Did we leave him out too long? So he is going to be missing for a little while here, which means problems, essentially. But guys, we'll be back to deal with those problems in just a second with Aston Villa in the FA Cup quarter-final. We now cross live to UEFA headquarters for the Europa League quarter-final draw. Okay, welcome to the Europa League quarter-final draw. Now, let's have a look here. Real Madrid's got knocked out by Chelsea, so that's possibly good. Dortmund's still there. I think they're the two, aren't they? Chelsea and Dortmund we want to try and avoid here, but let's see who we get. We'd want to, ideally to get away first leg, wouldn't we? So it's Lazio and Besiktas. We would have liked Besiktas, I think, wouldn't we? Chelsea, we'd rather avoid them, and we've got Chelsea. Oh, that's all. I hate playing the same sort of a domestic club in Europe. It just takes the edge off of that, doesn't it? But there we go. It's probably the toughest draw we could have got. But on the other side of things, if we do beat Chelsea, then you'd have to make us favourites, maybe with Borussia Dortmund to go on and win the whole thing. So there it is. It's Chelsea in the quarterfinals. But wait right there. We will be back for Villa Park. Okay, welcome back for the game against Aston Villa. We are favourites. We're in decent form, but so are they, although they are in the Championship, of course. We can see it's Brighton, Tottenham and City that have gone through. So we've got to be a chance if we get through, and of course it would mean a trip to Wembley, wouldn't it? So let's have a look at the team we're sending out. We're not mucking around, guys. We are sending out a strong team, if not quite our strongest. It's Leno in goal, it's Mustafi, it's Socrates, and it's Holding that comes in. Koscielny's just getting close. He's coming back from a serious injury, of course. He's getting close, getting into the red zone there, so we just want to give him a rest. Tierney goes down the left, Sheaf, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but he goes down the right because, as you remember last game, we've lost Lichtsteiner for a little bit of time. So Xhaka and Milinkovic-Savic continue in midfield. It's going to be the Holy Trinity, aren't they? It's the new Holy Trinity. It's Mesut Ozil, it's Lacazette, and it's Aubameyang up top, hopefully to get the goals. So there we go, they're playing a 4-2-3-1 formation. Now, I almost did the same thing, to be honest. I did consider going with the Europa League team, Europa League formation, but there is an international break coming up after this. So I sort of decided that we'll go with this full-strength team and try and get ourselves to Wembley. Let's go with a passionate... It's a great opportunity to show the media have been right to back you up. That's gone down well, hasn't it? We'll just give Granit Xhaka a calm, we have faith, and on we go. Alright, here we go at Villa Park. This is a tough one for me, guys. This is a tough one. But let's say, hopefully we'll get the win here and progress on to Wembley with, hopefully we won't get booed too badly by the home fans. Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, in the Europa League, it's not the best, is it? It's just a bit anticlimactic to play a team from the same league. But let me know what you think in the comments. It's not a bad... it is a bad draw, but I think we can beat them. So we can do Milinkovic-Savic to Lacazette. Just passing it around. The young kid, Sheaf. I guess it's like Leaf with the SH on the front, Sheaf. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, do let me know, but that's kind of how my brain would choose to pronounce that. Now, Villa, they are doing okay in the Championship, I believe. I haven't checked for a little while. Oh, it's a cracking header from Socrates, or else Abraham was in there. There's a good pass for Aubameyang. Can he go himself? Can he square it? Aubameyang! Oh, he's tipped over. It was tipped over. It looks like it's going to be a corner. Let's see what we can do from this. Mesut Ozil to knock it in. Now, we do have some big targets in there. Ozil to the middle. Right in the mixer. The keeper claims that. Well claimed, actually. I'm going to do my best not to cheer for Aston Villa while at the same time as we're playing against them. Xhaka has picked up a bit of a knock there. We have Torreira on the bench. We have Maitland-Niles on the bench. I don't want to risk this. We'll go Maitland-Niles as a deep-line playmaker. He should be able to play that role. It's his preferred role, to be honest, and I've tended to use him in as sort of a wing-back in wide areas. I know we've got a bit of defending to do here. Can we do it? Oh, I don't know if you class that as defending it or just so much as getting lucky that they missed. Let's get creative here, boys. We have just dried up a little bit of late with our goals, with creating the chances. You can see it's been a very even game so far. I might need to tell them at halftime to sort of lift your game up a bit here, because you can see from the match ratings, no one's playing particularly well. This tends to happen to me. As I said when we drew Aston Villa, I don't know if subconsciously I'm trying to lose. I really have a hard time beating them, though. Like, actually beating them, not just emotionally. Right, I'm going to say aggressive. That wasn't good enough, because that was poor. At the end of the day, this is a championship club, and it's a team that we should be able to beat quite comfortably. You do wonder if we get one, if that'll sort of open the floodgates a little bit. Now, what I might look to do actually as well is just tell them to exploit the flanks. Because they did concede, or they do concede a lot of their goals from wide areas. Let's see what we can do here to Adobe. It's a corner kick. Now we need to defend here. We need to defend this. It looks as though we're marking up okay. They can't really tell from this angle. Headed away. Ooh. Was it headed back towards their own goal there? I couldn't really see. Alright, going to give it a demand more here. And we're very shortly going to look towards the bench. We have Mkhitaryan as a creative player, though. I mean, he's no Mesut Ozil, is he? What is Ozil doing here? There you go. Turn and go towards the right goal, please. Alright, Milinkovic-Savic. That looks like a good ball. It is for Kieran Tierney. If he can get past his man here, he's got space in behind. Can he get across here? We've got men getting forward. Decent-ish. It's Ben Sheaf at the back post. Oh, and it's cleared away. Oh, unlucky. Alright, now we have a corner. Can we get something from the corner here? It's to the back post. It's headed in towards goal, but straight at the keeper again. It's a little bit better. We're getting shots on target here, but still a very, very even game. Kieran Tierney's looking tired. We do have Kolasinac on the bench. Let's give it a corner here. We'll give it a get creative after this. I mean, I'm not thrilled that... Here we go. Oh, it's still there. It's a tap in for Rob Holding. I'm so sorry, Aston Villa. Oh, but Rob Holding, it was just... I don't know if that was a set play necessarily, but I think he might be have the job of marking the keeper. And as the shot came in here, he was just able... The shot here, oh, it's a rebounded clearance. Tammy Abrahams looked to clear that. It's bounced off Maitland-Niles. Back towards goal, and Rob Holding's just deflected it past the keeper. With a good finish, to be fair. I'm going to look to take Kieran Tierney off here now. He's on a booking, he's looking tired, and it's not as if he's having the game of his life. So, we'll make that change. Hit play, please. There we go. And what else can we do here? We're still not playing well. I'll give it another demand more. I'm wondering if it's sort of too many games for some of these players, if they do just need a rest. Lacazette is looking very tired, as is Aubameyang. Now we have this young kid on the bench. I'm going to bring him on for Aubameyang, I think. Eddie... I hate mispronouncing names because I feel like it's so disrespectful, but I'm really struggling with that name. Nketa maybe it is. We'll bring him off the bench, see what he can do. Let's get creative. Come on, boys. It's the narrowest of leads. If we can get another shot in, it will be a tighten up. But we have another corner here. It's there for Milinkovic-Savic. Oh, keeper's made their keeper has had a really good game. Moreira. I don't know if he's a backup keeper in real life. I do vaguely remember the name coming into Villa this summer, but it's been Neuland. Oh, I can't do names. I just can't do it. Oh, Maitland-Niles almost with a cracker. He certainly hasn't been playing for him recently, so I'm not sure what his situation is in real life. But let's not worry about that right now. Rob Holding should get that. We're coming into the end of the game here. We'll keep positives. Try and just keep the ball here and put them on the back foot. We don't want to invite them onto us. I mean, again, it's been an unconvincing game, hasn't it? We got our goal from a corner with a bit of luck from a clearance. Now here's Lacazette. Wraps it up for us. Alexander Lacazette. That puts us into the semi-finals. We're off to Wembley, boys, which is nice, isn't it? But not in the most convincing manner. And I'm really, really sorry, Aston Villa. This hurts me as much as it hurts you. But yeah, this was not a bad ball, wasn't it? The young kid here, he's picked out the run of Lacazette beautifully, and Lacazette, he doesn't really miss from there, does he? So much net to aim at. Done at the near post. I think keeper will be a little bit disappointed with that. But I think overall we do deserve this result. But again, not completely convincing, is it? Not completely convincing. And there we go. I was wondering if they might get a consolation, but no such luck. I mean, look at that. We have dominated the game. We do deserve to win. the 20 shots, only 8 on target, you do wonder exactly where we're shooting from there, don't you? Because we should be doing a little bit better. That's going to be a don't get complacent next time around, and on we go. So we win the FA Cup 6th round, secure the win at Villa Park. Xhaka, just a day or two, so that's fine. Before we get in the episode, guys, we will what is wrong with my words? We will find out who we get in the semi-final, so just wait there for a moment, and we will be back with that draw. Alright, so here we go. Is it Brighton, City, or Spurs? The obvious one, without being disrespectful, is Brighton. That's who we would want, isn't it? But they're at first out of the hat, and we do get Brighton. That could be an FA Cup final, guys. We should. Famous last words, but we should be beating Brighton, shouldn't we? Especially at a neutral ground. So let's have a look when that game is. That's on the Saturday, the 6th of April. We're at the middle of... so that's coming up relatively soon then. What am I looking for here? Schedule. So that's it for today, guys. If you have enjoyed that, 2 wins, albeit one of them on aggregate. So do make sure you hit like. And I think we'll have to come back, won't we, for the first leg. So it's going to be Brighton in the semi-final at Wembley and Chelsea. That'll be tomorrow's episode. That's going to be huge at the first leg. And then look at these fixtures coming up here. So we've got Chelsea and then Liverpool, top of the table clash. And then we'll have to come straight back again for the two Manchester clubs. So we've got the other members of the top 4 coming up in the next few days here. It's going to be huge, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so, because huge end of the season coming up. And the treble, albeit a sort of a crappy one with the Europa League, not the Champions League, it is still on. It's still on, but it could also all go very wrong in the next few days here. But that's it for today, guys. As I said, thank you so much for watching. I've been Aussie Villain. We'll see you tomorrow.